From the beginning of the season, we've been talking to you guys about this concept, what is your why? And there's lots of different reasons, trying to get in better shape, trying to lose weight, trying to inspire somebody else, making a pivot in your life. But all of those reasons come down to two simple things. The first is that voluntary suffering creates strength. And the second is that being strong is better than being weak. Now, when I say strong, I don't necessarily mean strong muscles and strong lungs. I mean strong mind and strong character. But regardless of what kind of strength that you're trying to create, it always comes down to the same path. You seek out adversity, you rise above it, you come out stronger on the other end. Now, every time I say being strong is better than being weak, I always provoke some people. There's this idea that the value of strength is somehow in opposition to kindness and compassion. That's just not true. If your kindness is not rooted in a place of strength, it's not real. It's not helpful. It's just a performance. If you want to be able to speak at a funeral when you're devastated, or be there for a friend when you don't have the means, or make a sacrificial act of any kind, you need to be able to be strong when you feel weak. And that's what we do here. That's what we do every day. Every time you train, you sacrifice your body. You sacrifice your comfort. You sacrifice your time. You sacrifice your ego. We're just practicing being strong when you feel weak so you can do it when you're called upon. And that's the whole thing. We're becoming stronger so we can be better people. Every fighter in every fight at every level is doing some version of that. Now, as this fight gets closer, you're gonna feel more fear and anxiety. And that's okay. You should be scared. You should be nervous. Like you're about to get into a cage fight. If you weren't nervous, you'd be crazy. But what do we do with those feelings between now and then? The first thing is that there's gotta be some level of acceptance. If it makes sense that you should be nervous, then when you're scared, it doesn't mean that there's a problem. Anxiety is an adaptive response. It's your nerves that are gonna make you faster and make you stronger and make your reflexes sharper. And you're gonna need that when you're in the cage, but you don't need that now. So what do we do with it? There has to be some sort of mechanism where we can acknowledge those feelings, accept them, and then let them go. Now, obviously, that's easier said than done. We can't control what thoughts or feelings pop into our head, but we can all acknowledge that you have some agency over how you choose to let it affect you. When I had a fight coming up, I was always scared. And you don't want to be walking around living with this omnipresent dread living in the back of your mind. So you break up into smaller chunks. So what I would do is every night before I went to bed, I would visualize the fight from beginning to end. And I'm sitting in the back and I'm being nervous and I'm warming up and I'm getting excited and then I'm making the walk and I'm touching gloves. And I go through every possible thing leading up to the fight and then I go through every single permutation of how the fight could possibly go, but with one caveat that it always ends positively. And if you do that over and over and over again, by the time you get there, you're gonna feel like you've been there 100 times already and you're ready to perform. The most important strategy when it comes to nerves is something I hope you've embraced already, which is just being consistent. In my experience, the people that tend to win these fights aren't necessarily the people with the best athletic gifts or the people with the best skills. It's usually the people with the best attendance. Powerful daily habits create good outcomes. And I can promise you, when you're sitting in the back waiting to walk out to the cage, doubt is gonna try and creep its way into your mind. And if you know that you've checked every box and you haven't cut any corners and you've been at every session, it's way easier to be confident. Next week, we're kicking it up a notch. We got 7 weeks to work and then it's go time. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's bring it in. Rise on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Rise.
Good job, guys.